What's going on, Libra? I hope you are doing super well. This is the Autistic Mystic, and this is going to be a reading for March 14th to the 20th, 2022. So in this reading, Libra, we're going to take a look at some upcoming opportunities and challenges coming your way for the upcoming week. We're also going to close off this reading with some advice and messages from your angels and spirit guides. So first and foremost, you're all most definitely very welcome here in this space with me as we move through the reading. I appreciate you taking the time to check out the reading. If it resonates with you, Libra, definitely smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into your reading for the 14th to the 20th and see what wants to come through. As always, I would like to thank the angels, the interdimensional beings, and the spirit guides for overseeing this act of divination for the sign of Libra. All right, Libra, let's go ahead and see what we got going on here for you. Fighting the power, it looks like. Fighting the man. Maybe not, we'll see. Oh my God, the tower has come out for all the air signs today. All of them. What's going on in the universe? What's going to happen? Maybe something, you know, when the tower comes out for all of them, maybe something happens like a world event, you know, so. But let's go ahead and focus on you, Libra, and see what's coming through for this week. Let's go ahead and start off for you in your opportunity slot for the 14th to the 20th. You have the Hierophant, the Five of Wands, and also the Page of Pentacles. And like the first thing that came into my head, definitely the opportunity is to literally maybe, you know, playfully fight against some sort of tradition in your life that you feel is holding you back. I'm just intuitively coming through. A lot of you may live in certain countries which have a lot of restrictions on them due to a lot of the wars that have been going on and the restrictions due to the whole pandemic. There could be something where your life is, you feel like your life is being controlled by a government or something, or maybe even your job, okay? Now, for others of you, if that's not your situation here, the Five of Wands to the Hierophant, like there could be someone in your life or some sort of job that you have or even a marriage that you feel is kind of shaky now, very much so. For those of you who are in a marriage here, your opportunity with the Hierophant to the Five of Wands is maybe in like, not to be paranoid that your partner's cheating, but like classically that could be read as the Five of Wands to the Hierophant, something weird going on, or like maybe you're thinking maybe my partner has feelings for someone else potentially, something like that. But because you have the Page of Pentacles, Libra, in your opportunity, definitely an opportunity to maybe work on something, because you also have the Ace of Pentacles right underneath, which is your challenge. So whatever you're doing for work, you may be like, if you have your own business, Libra, I think you're starting to, you're really trying to figure out like, how do I have my own unique voice amongst tradition and also amongst my competition in business? And even if, you know, now that I look at it like this, Libra, no matter what you're doing for money or your career, it's almost like some of you are trying to stand out from the crowd. And to really own your own voice and be authentic. And that's like a theme, because I don't sense a lot of you are doing horrible in business or career, maybe for some of you, but we're going to clarify that in a second. Now let's move here to the challenge, very intense challenge for you this week. You have the Devil, the Tower, and also the Ace of Pentacles here. So in your challenge here, there could be some sort of negative thinking that you may want to overcome, or like some sort of bad habit that you have going on here. The Devil could be like thinking that because as human beings, you know, a psychological fact is that generally we overestimate the ability of others and we downplay our own ability. And especially in competition with work or money, it just drives us into those lower emotions where you may be over-evaluate or over-assessing the power that others have over you, and realize that you're a sovereign being. No faction, no one has control over you. You have free will. And so the Tower now is the centerpiece to your reading, Libra, as the challenge. So a phase of your life is definitely falling apart, and I think there's a feeling that you may be clinging to it here. You know, and for others of you that are dealing with a marriage or you're dealing with a long-term relationship, there's definitely in your challenge here, the person that you're dealing with now, I'm not saying this because you have to know your situation. Certainly not all of you Libra are going to be dealing with a cheater. But when you have the Hierophant to the Five of Wands and the Tower to the Devil, I would feel irresponsible as a reader if I were saying anyone in a long-term commitment, be careful. Someone may not be cheating on you, but they may be flirting with someone behind your back, something like that. Be aware of that. For others of you, though, not in a long-term commitment here, definitely there's a new level of authenticity that has to do with competition with others, that you're having a really tough time with it, and you're having a hard time grounding it, because the Ace of Pentacles is like, and the Page of Pentacles is like, you have an opportunity to kind of start something, but you're not doing it since it's in your challenge, because you may be dealing with bigger challenges. For others of you that are single in love, Libra, there may be an opportunity to kind of, I don't know, like the devil here could be someone that Spirit is warning you may not have your best interest in hand, especially with the Seven of Swords, excuse me, being right underneath it here. But for those of you in a marriage or like in some sort of long-term, there's just so much going on here. I'm trying to download it all. We move down here to the advice, though, from your spirit guides, Libra, and we have the Nine of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. So very auspicious energy. In what's going on here. So the Wheel of Fortune and the advice from Spirit's letting you know that the wheel of your destiny is starting to spin. So whatever you feel is negative here, whatever you're feeling like, you know, you can't get where you want to go, or someone's doing something that's bothering you. It's happening for a higher reason that is probably going to get you to a much more happy place in life, you know, satisfaction, emotional freedom of manifesting what you want with the Nine of Cups. But you may have to go through, you know, the advice is maybe you're going through a transition period. It's almost like the universe has you in a holding pattern for those of you not dealing with that whole like cheating thing potentially going on, Libra. So just be aware that the ceiling of the ego is actually just the basement of the higher mind. So the best possible outcome that your soul could envision doesn't even touch what's the plan that Spirit has in for you, if you can just trust the flow of your life, and you can really do the necessary like self-reflection and awareness, deep shadow work to confront the new direction that you want to move in. So I feel like I'm kind of reading different readings for different people here, but sometimes that's how it goes. So we're going to flow with it and see what else wants to come through as we move into the clarification portion of this reading. So let's go ahead and see why the Hierophant is here for you, Libra. Any more relevant information on that for why it's in your opportunity slot? Why is the Hierophant here? That was so awkward. Why is the Hierophant here? Okay, the Hierophant is clarified by the Fighting card. So yeah, it's like, this is a very big confirmation. What did I literally said like, fight the power. Okay, so a lot of you're dealing with some sort of like orthodoxy that maybe you feel like is holding you back, whether that just be, for a lot of you, if you're like a business owner or like you're working at in a corporation, it could just be like the marketplace I'm getting. Like you feel like you almost have so much wiggle room and you're trying to like revamp something. But for others of you, it's definitely going to be, you may be stuck in a long-term commitment or some sort of tradition that is almost like out of your control. The challenge is coming to an end. Like it may have to do with a lot of people. Like there could be an end to some sort of like, because the Tower and the Hierophant, Very interesting energy. Don't be afraid to stand up for yourself here. The fighting card. I think Spirit, and especially with the Five of Wands here in the opportunity, if you see fighting and then you literally have the Five of Wands in your opportunity, Libra, stand up for yourself here. This may be people that you have to stand up against. Okay, this may be fighting hard for a revamping in whatever direction you're moving in your career as well, or fighting for a lover for some of you even. But let's go ahead and move on to the challenge, and let's see why the Devil's here. Okay, change. So this is, once again, super interesting. The Devil is clarified by the Change card. This is the Wheel of Fortune, has come out twice in your reading now. This is the same card in a different deck. So the Devil, so, you know, this is definitely clinging, I think, for a lot of you, potentially. The Devil to the Change, like, you're not really letting something in that could be part of your destiny. But it's almost something like it's going to happen anyway. I think a lot of you, Libra, you're being called to surrender right now, because the challenge is the Tower. The challenge is to like let something go. Now, it's kind of weird because I'm saying you have to fight for something, but I think it may be two separate issues, if that makes sense. Like, fight for something in your career, but then let something else happen, maybe in love, because this is like, you may be given an opportunity to do something that other people will think you're bad for, like being with someone else. But you can't resist this. Like, no amount of like negative energy within other people or around you is going to stop whatever needs to happen in your life. I think it's like revamping in love and career. Let's also see any more relevant information. Why is the Tower here for Libra in the challenge? Why is the Tower here for Libra? Okay, the Tower is clarified by the Awareness card. Another major, so you have just like this mosh pit of like major arcana cards here, Libra, in your challenge. So there's a shift of your fate. There's you're moving on to a different lifeline, and you know it. Although there's some excitement with the Page of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. It's stressful for you. There's a lot of unknowns, but it's all like it's happening at the same time. But it's just like, it's like, you know, it's happening for a reason, but you're scared. Like, I get that, like, there's a lot of fear energy within you, potentially, Libra. So what you need to do is understand and accept your fear, you know, instead of just trying to run away from it, is kind of what I feel. So there's a deep awareness here, for sure. Let's go ahead and move down here to the advice from your spirit guides. Let's go ahead and see why the Seven of Swords is here in the advice position, in alignment with that fighting energy of the Hierophant. Moving away from what you thought was satisfying and actually stepping into a greater portion of your destiny, like almost rewiring what your destiny is, because there's so many different timelines that we're on. When we have the Wheel of Fortune, it's not like it's just one destiny. It also is, some part of it's out of your control because the point of attraction is from your higher self, but the other part is your intention. So you still are in control of your destiny, Libra. It's just that certain aspects are not, but a lot of it actually is. Last one. Why is the Seven of Swords here? Okay, the Seven of Swords is clarified by the Courage card here. So you have to have courage to move in a bold new direction. You may have been telling yourself a story that your life was going to go a certain way, and then it just goes a completely different way. Like, you're meant to be with someone, like you have an idea of someone that you're meant to be with, and then like someone else comes in and it's just like, it's like taking over almost. Like, you're just like, what the hell? Okay, I'm just going to go with it, I guess. Another major arcana card, so it's your fate, it's your destiny. It's almost like, once again, like you're afraid to move. Like, this competition could have to do with a lover here as well. Like, I'm talking about this as in a career, but this could have just been a lover the whole time for some of you. That's my mistake as a reader sometimes. Not a mistake, but I read it how I see it, and sometimes as the reading unfolds, it becomes more clear. I think a lot of you here, there's someone coming in that is almost just like an appointment. Because, like, as you know, we make certain appointments before we incarnate into this physical embodiment. The only way to miss a certain appointment with certain souls is to spend your time worrying that you will. And there's a potential here where some of you might like worry your way out of something that was meant for you, but it's just like too much resistance, or like maybe you're focused on other things, which can happen, and is understandable, because if you have different priorities, you know, that's going to take over. It's important to create a ladder of values and priorities in your life, Libra, and remind yourself of what really matters to you. You know, you want depth of thinking, to go several degrees in imagining the permutations, like as far as your mind can go, you know. So like, be a far-sighted human, as I think someone called it that. So I think we're meant to leave this reading as it is right here, Libra. If you want more information on your situation feel free to, a Freudian slip of healing, feel free to book a personal reading with me, Libra. You can find the information on that in the description box underneath this video. It would be an honor to work one-on-one with you guys, but either way, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it provided you with some sort of clarity and insight, as always. But as always, I will talk to you next week.